Hello everyone, my name is Jackie Bursa back again. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be playing Amorous. Hello, Kit. Hold on, let me go to my options. Enable SFW mode. Yes. Alright, so I'm going to try and romance the new character, well, another character. His name is Sa. I've done this run before and it made me so depressed. Hold on, I just gotta share my stream. I got heavily distracted. So share. Alright, Kit, you ready to see me cry? Despite him being alone at the bar at one of the most active nightclubs I'd seen in recent memory, my eye was drawn to the slender feline leaning over his book. He would sit there for a long moment, and then, without cue, he would scribble frantically in the leather-bound journal spread out before him. Now and then he would lift his glass from the bar and lean back, pausing to take a drink, as if someone was expecting him to. This adorable ruse was undermined, however, as each sip was followed by a grimace of barely contained disgust. Ask about the drink. I strolled over to the bar as he turned back to his notebook, stopping at the edge before politely coughing to grab his attention. He looked up, eyes blinking open wide and his mouth slightly agape. Clearly he expected to be a little more invisible than he really was. I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you mind if I ask what you're drinking? Oh? Oh, it's a I can't speak. Kit, I might change my stream. I might change my stream. The further along in life I go, the less I have the ability to talk. Like, I used to be able to talk up a storm, and now I can't read. Well, I can read it with my eyes. I just can't read it out loud without severely stuttering. So. Yuki. This particular stream. It's censored, but I wouldn't say it's nuggy safe. It's highly censored, but I wouldn't say nuggy safe. But I might be changing the stream. So I might play Minecraft or something. Oh no, I can't afford Minecraft. And I don't want to reinstall T-Launcher. Yeah, but Kit, you're not constantly tripping over your own words in every 2 seconds. At least I don't hear it. Alright, I'm gonna move a little bit, and I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this one more time. ambivalent? What are you talking about? Alright, I'll try this. Let me move my teddy bear. One of many. That's not a flex. That shouldn't be a flex. I didn't mean it as a flex. I just meant it as a fact. Alright. Like I said, I can read it perfectly fine in my head. It's repeating it. That's a problem. That's why I turned off the whole automatic thing. And I made it to where it's auto skip is off and everything like that. Alright. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh? Oh, it's a 12-year-old scotch. I figured I'd try something a little more direct than the usual mixed drinks you can get at a nightclub. It's very smooth, but complex. Do you normally drink glasses out of a scotch? Fuck! Do you normally drink glasses of scotch by yourself in crowded nightclubs? Well, I couldn't just sit at the bar without something in my hand, and there's no better place in town to people watch. Though the better question would be, what brought you over here to ask what I was drinking? Because you looked like you were drinking turpentine every time you took a sip. As I settled into the stool next to him, his cheeks flushed red as he glanced between me and his drink. I don't really drink much. I assumed as much. Though that does still beg the question as to why you're in a bar, particularly if you don't drink. Oh, and it's Jackie, by the way. Sorry, I know the questions first isn't exactly the best manners. You just seemed a little out of your element. Seth. I'm Seth. I'll admit, it's an escape, but it's also to help me work through the creative process. Many famous authors immerse themselves in the popular culture of their day to draw new experiences and observe people in new environments. Wow, I don't have the lung capacity to speak. Okay. Looks like I got 5 viewers. Thank you so much. Well, 4 viewers, but thank you so much. Alright, you guys ready for a really emotional day? Woo! I might cry with this one because I've done it before. Well, I haven't cried before, but I mean, I've cried in my life. I just mean I haven't cried in this game. I almost have. And it was because of him. No spoilers, though. Hey Kit, would you like to join VC? I'm kind of like alone in the stream, and every time I invite Joey into a stream, he uses my real name and stuff. Awesome. I will put this on the starting soon. I'm gonna get copyright claim for this music. Hello.
Hello. By the way, in case you haven't seen it, acclaim doesn't mean squat every gamer who is on YouTube. It's the strike you've got to worry about.
Yeah, I keep getting claims, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Understand, I have to field ones from as far back as 2020. It's because at the end of the day, you don't own any of the content you're showing, so technically the company can choose to claim it. Most of them, though, you've got to pay attention because an ineligible for monetization claim is grounds for turning off music if you stream that game anymore. But if it's a claim that allows you to retain at least partial funding, then just leave it.
I think all of mine are like no monetization.
Oof. Probably because you're playing Amorous, and Amorous uses some, well, music owned by some pretty shitty companies.
It's been one of them in my old channel was like, I think it was they heard a. I was in school when I recorded the video, and they heard a Justin Bieber song in the background.
If it was a Justin Bieber song, yeah.
And there was no
Again,
yeah.
Again, sound held by, evil company.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know they claim that they heard it in there. What you do at that point is, if it wasn't really there, you contest the claim.
Yeah.
It would require a human review.
I no longer have access to my old channel. Yeah, long story short, I wasn't behaving legally at the time, and as a punishment from my family, they changed the password to something they would intentionally forget, and now I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I get the idea of, punish your kid for something like that. That's not a really good punishment. Like, in general. Like, by the way, sorry if that's, like, confusing for anybody, or if that's, what have you. But removing something from anyone permanently, that's not a punishment. That's just cruel. I can understand groundings, but that would be like, let's say kid's broken a rule. So instead of taking away his video game for like a couple days, you shatter it or you slam it on the ground and hit it with a sledgehammer in front of you. It's overkill. But oh well.
Yeah, no more channel, so I had to start a new one.
I mean, not the first YouTuber who's had to, not gonna be the last.
I've done it several times, honestly. My first channel got deleted because it was my school account.
By the way, make sure you're paying attention to chat. Also, apologies for the sounds in the background.
All good. All good, Kit. Nom the delint. If I would ask anyone to hack my own account back, it'd probably be Kit. But I'd have to pay him for that.
Depending on how drastically they changed it, you wouldn't even have to hack it back.
Because the account still exists.
So, to completely log out of it, they would have to do the following. Change your password, change your email password, take access to all of your emails, take away access to Google, and take away your... Most people don't realize that account recovery through Google can be excessively expensive, and they have over 1,000 ways to verify your service.
Yeah, it said it's... Because I tried to reset the password myself. And... Because it's my Gmail account that he changed.
Yeah.
So I tried to reset the password once I turned 18. And it said it's been too long.
What do you mean, been too long?
Like, it was like... I don't know. It's like...
Oh, the undo thing for the password swap?
I guess. I don't know.
Eh.
It's dumb. But hey, I could still watch.
Yeah.
I could still watch the videos.
Yeah.
I'll shout them out or whatever, and I could re-upload them.
I was gonna say there's a way to take all of the not pictures but videos from that channel and re-upload them if you really want.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try and get through this reading.
Oh.
All right. I'll admit it's an escape, but it's also to help me work through the creative process. Many famous authors immerse themselves in the popular culture of their day to draw new experiences and observe people in new environments. I suppose that's true. I thought most of them indulged in part because it was their particular interest more than strict research. You don't strike me as the type to write romance or erotica, though. Why would you think that? I mean, I don't, but why would you assume that it's the only... Why would you assume that is the only motivation for me to be at this club? Mostly because even the bouncers are wearing half the clothing you are. And because I came here with my brother Kobe, specifically because this is his favorite place to meet guys for a fling. You have to admit, your choice of ambiance suggests something more than just curiosity about popular culture. By now he was blushing furiously, the spots of red visible beneath his snowy white cheat fur. Despite his attempt at appearing aloof, something spoke out. Something spoke out about his relative discomfort in being here. Okay, break time. Woo!
By the way, I can tell you what you're doing that keeps tripping you up if you'd like, because it's something I actually had to overcome when I started streaming.
What's up?
Your tongue's going too fast for your brain.
Yeah, I get told that a lot. That's why I get told to shut up.
Yeah, you talk very, very quickly. Have you noticed anytime I'm reading, I tend to read very slowly. I tend to try to draw out what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, most of the time you realize when you hear me talking, I'm talking at about a third of the speed that I normally talk.
Yeah. I just want it. Yeah.
That was something trained.
Scratches the Yuki. But no,
Bird needs scratches.
yes. Pretty much, the only reason I'm trying to go so fast is because I normally talk fast, and I usually don't have a problem with it. But...
I know, but you're clocking two different things when you're reading. You're trying to speak and process through something else.
yeah, so... It's like, do I sacrifice it? Do I sacrifice my speech and just speak the way a normal person would speak? Or do I speak slowly like I'm talking to a 5-year-old, but I can actually finish my sentence?
God damn it, you have a derpy laugh. It is adorable, but here's the thing. Between speaking fast at your comfortable level and speaking in a way that people can understand, that's a choice you have to make. Because another thing I kind of want to point out, you see me live more often than not. You've never heard bloopers from when I'm recording.
Yeah. Sorry for the giant whack in the headphones.
Giant what now?
I just whacked my headphone mic.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know where my other microphone is, so it's like,
By the way, it has been an exhausting day for me. So, you know what I'm gonna do about it?
smoke.
I said exhausting, not stressful. Caffeine.
Ooh, caffeine. Yay. What drink are you having?
Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Mm-hmm.
The deadly drink. Nice.
Actually, if you want to get technical, Rockstar is nowhere near as deadly as things like Monster, Bang, or C4.
Oh, really?
Really. See, the one I'm drinking currently is 160 milligrams of caffeine for every 16 ounces. This is a 16-ounce can. So it's 160 milligrams of caffeine. Do you know what a Monster is for the same amount? 240. You know how much you're supposed to have a day to, what the limit you're capable of having a day before it becomes unsafe is? 400.
And I don't know people who drink like 3 of those.
So in other words, 2 of what I'm drinking will put you just below your maximum tolerance, like maximum safe tolerance for a day. Drink 2 Monsters, and you're dealing with like 80 milligrams over what is considered safe. However, I will also point something else out. When it comes to caffeine, do you know what the rule of thumb is? A 50-50 shot, which is during an overdose, a 50-50 shot means you have a 50-50 shot of living. With caffeine, a 50-50 shot for somebody of, for example, my build, I'd have to drink 15 cans in a day.
Ah. Alright.
400 is what's safe per day. Technically, the human body can tolerate upwards of 800. You'll feel sick during, but well, that and there's a very small chance of things like, well, what happened to this one dude back in the early 2000s who apparently chugged 6 rock stars in an hour and his heart popped.
Yeah, that's why I said the deadly drink. It's because you told me that story.
Yeah. What I don't tell people about that story, usually because it's one of those things that people will immediately start asking questions when I do. The kid in question who drank that much of these and died from it, do you know how much he weighed? 416 pounds in high school.
That's not healthy.
No, it's not. Dude had a glandular disorder. His metabolism quite literally didn't exist. His body metabolized things so slowly that for him to stay at the weight he would normally, be at, to eat like a normal human being, he could only eat 1 meal every 4 days. By the way, this is when people start realizing that born in the 90s means I still had friends that dealt with things like polio. I still do.
I just realized one of the bottles says Jack Spaniels.
Yep. Let's see. I know a lot. I know this thing does like parodies a lot. The Jack Spaniel one is usually pretty fun, but
Positive vodka.
yeah, I wouldn't read the bulbous one out loud. the bulbous, amber-looking one. Because even if you could read that calligraphic scrawl that is on there, guaranteed, even if you're in safe for work mode, that's not an appropriate message.
I'm not gonna read it out loud. I just want to see what it says.
You're really gonna have to squint. Because the second word in it is straight up cursive, and it's typed cursive.
You mean the Crown Royal version? Spoof?
Yep. Would you like me to tell you what it says?
If it's not SFW, then no.
No, I mean private message.
Oh yeah, private message it, yeah. Yeah, go for it, Dolent. And
yes, I decided to use a different word. Thank you, my British kicked in. Or more accurately, thank you the fact that I've been in a relationship with a British dude for 20 plus years, or almost 20 years, is kicked in. Jason straight up listed when he was designing this game the things he was putting on the bottle, or on the bottles. That was years and years ago. I'm wondering if you changed them actually.
Alright.
Because it dawns on me, that was positive vodka up to the left, right?
Yep.
He might have actually changed the SFW ones.
Because
that's not what's usually on those. He may have actually updated.
I mean, he did update the game a few years ago.
Because, yeah.
Because now it says, instead of Crown Royal, it says Tiara Royal.
Yep, they've changed it then. Because the vodka, instead of Absolute, it was initially meant to be a spoof of Absolute, saying, "You're fucking cute vodka."
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try and slow down. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna try it.
I mean, taking it slow is always a little difficult, but always rewarding.
Okay.
That way you don't hurt yourself. For anybody who thinks I'm being, naughty right now, what's wrong with you? I screwed up my arm working too, quickly.
Oh, you might have a mic this time, Dylan. Nice. Okay. When I move, I'm getting a gaming chair and a desk.
Aw, so we don't get the, corner of the bed special anymore?
You'll probably still see a bed, but...
Yeah. Your setup now reminds me of back when I was literally streaming from my freaking living room.
I've done that
I was back
before.
with my channel. Anyways.
Yeah, I've done that before. Anyway.
Hit you a little further in. That's a phrase.
By now he was blushing furiously, the spots of red visible beneath his snowy white cheek fur. Despite his attempt at appearing aloof, something spoke about his relative discomfort in being here. I'm not here to judge. It's just, well, interesting. I get enough stories from Kobe to get an idea of how this place tends to function, and you appear to be actively avoiding that function. Well, I'm honing my craft, trying to push myself outside of my comfort zone so that I have a breadth of experience to write from. It's the sort of thing authors do. So you're a writer. Maybe you've written something I've heard of before. What do you have out there? Well, I'm not published per se. I'm doing a body of work before I approach anyone. Wouldn't want to come off as some sort of dilettante. Kid, do you know that word?
You're gonna have to wait for a second for it to come up on my screen.
Is my thing that bad?
What word?
The one at the end of the box.
Dilettante.
Dilettante.
First off, by the way, do you know what dilettante
No.
means? This is gonna be fun because there are a lot of large words that he uses that most people don't.
Alright. Okay, I'm looking this up.
Literally way ahead of you. I'll send it to you. Just focus on reading.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so distracted. Do you have something I can read? I suppose that makes sense. Authors bear. Let me go to my chat real quick, see if anyone said anything. Just Dylan.
By the way, dilettante is somebody who effectively makes it seem like they know what they're doing, like makes it seem like they have a huge interest in something, but never puts any effort into actually learning. Like, let's say somebody claims to be all about painting. Painting is their passion. Painting is their life. They've never once held in their hand a proper brush, or a brush at all, or even tried. That's a dilettante.
I suppose that makes sense. Authors rarely have a single work to their name. Do you have something I could read? He sat upright, the slouch that had been so prevalent before suddenly vanishing. His ears perked up as well, before he glanced to the side and then back at me. It took a long moment before he responded. I suppose you could look over a couple of my things. It's all still rough drafts, though. I haven't had it run by an editor, so don't expect too much. Hesitantly, he dug in the shoulder bag sitting beside him before producing another composition notebook that he sat down in front of me. It's mostly snippets and some poetry. I know, it's self-indulgent to play with rhymes. But you have to find your muse when it comes. He watched intently as I skimmed over his work. It was mostly fluff, fragments of ideas, and the occasional clever rhyme. Each piece seemed short, as if it were cut off before completion. He seems to have trouble sticking to an idea. Maybe that's why he was looking for inspiration. Well, what did you think? I mean, I can't expect much from what I provided, but input's always appreciated. Be honest. You've got some good starters here, but that's most of what I'm seeing. Some good opening ideas. Like you said, this was mostly just scribbles, but have you gotten to finishing the work yet? The muse comes and goes with all creative endeavors. I've got plenty of good material to work with. I just need to find the right world to let it grow in. Okay, I feel him. I feel him right now. I feel him.
Why do you think I said I like his storyline? Oh, by the way, little known fact. I'm a writer. Most people know this. Did you know my mate is too?
Avia's a writer?
Yep.
Awesome.
He's never published anything, but very much like this character, it's because he's, like me, never been able to fully sit and finish. Well, correction, like me up until 6 years ago. Haven't finished a one since, though.
Then there's my friend Alex Abood. Well, I consider her, well, pen pal mainly. And she wrote a couple books that I really loved. And she has been churning out like every year or so.
Some people can do that.
Yeah, she started writing the first book in I think her freshman year.
Nice.
Yeah. And then there's me who... Oh, I found the comic I was talking about.
Which one?
Fantasy. The one I told you about.
Is that the name of it?
No, it's called The Fantasizers.
Oh. Never heard of it.
Well, the comic I was working on.
Oh! Oh, the one you were talking about in voice chat the other week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found it.
Sorry, by the way. Scatterbrain means I tend to forget small details.
All good.
One of the reasons I'm so bad with names. Ugh.
Oh, excuse me.
I'd rate that a 2 out of 10.
Nah, it's because I held it in. Okay,
Now the question, which end did that come out of, you poor thing?
My mouth. I'm not sponsored, but I love the Snapple flavor. It's watermelon lemonade.
Ooh, I'll agree. Yeah, that's a good one. By the way, 3 brands other than like Rockstar absolutely 100% were my childhood brands. Were?
Huh.
Snapple.
Yeah?
Sobe. And can you guess the third?
No.
Doritos.
Ooh, that's like a gamer classic.
This is when you realize I've been a gamer all my life. Do you know where Sobe actually comes from?
Where?
Because it ain't a gamer thing.
Where?
Sobe was a huge sponsor of the X Games a long time.
Ooh.
At one point, one of their commercials was literally showing Tony Hawk with the phrase of, you want to risk life and limb doing something great? Well, so be it.
Is it spelled S-O-B-E?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
As far as I'm aware, the company went under. I don't know where the hell it's been. It just kind of straight up vanished one day back in, I believe, the mid-10s. Or at least it did on the West Coast.
Big yawn. Time for a break? No. Oh, I'm down to one viewer, which is me.
Actually, I think that would be me.
Huh.
Oh well. See, that's the thing. One of the things you learn early on in streaming. If you are streaming just to be seen, not really a reason. If you enjoy what you're playing, if you enjoy what you're doing, you don't need an audience.
Yeah. I don't want to just be seen. I just want to interact with people, you know?
Yeah. Same. Kinda. But, oh.
Alright.
See? Now you're back up to 2.
Ooh.
I'm guessing Delint's, internet hiccuped on him or something.
Probably. I consider like 5 viewers an absolute win.
Do you know the highest number of viewers I've ever had at one given time was? 300. Do you know why I had 300?
Was it the
Because I only had
controversy?
it for about 40 minutes. No, this is back when I was a Pokemon Go streamer. One of the much, much bigger streamers had just ended his stream. And another buddy of mine who was a Pokemon Go streamer went by Young Game. Was in the thing and went, hey yo, I know a dude who's probably streaming at this hour. Let's go see if he's on, and brought an entire freaking, like, 300 people suddenly dropped him in my chat. One thing I can tell you from that experience, that's a terrifying thing. Enjoy having very few people. It lets you connect much easier. Because when the chat's going a mile a minute, it's really hard to keep up.
Yeah, I don't want that many. Alright, I'm gonna continue.
At fucking 50, I would straight up turn on slow chat. Hell, at 25, I'd probably turn on slow chat.
Yeah. You seem very sensitive about your work for someone who is writing in the public eye. Well, writing is very... It pulls quite deeply from my internal well. Everything I write is in some way a reflection of myself. I suppose it's easy to take things personally. Well, if I may be so bold, what brought you to the club tonight? Since you clearly aren't driven by a desire to quickly observe... Since you clearly aren't driven by a desire to quietly observe, nor are you obviously looking to get drunk or dance, I'm curious as to what your motivation is. Ugh. I went to open my mouth to speak, and automatically it started slurring my speech.
If you want to talk about flirt speech, we can talk about flirt speech. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Quick story time. It'll take me like 10, 20 seconds.
You're a streamer. It'll take you more than 10, 20 seconds, but at the same time, it's your stream. Go for it.
I was in school and working at the same time last year, and it got to the point where I was so stressed that I would literally start slurring my speech, and I could barely move.
What?
The teacher thought I was like having a stroke or something.
The hell was it, though?
I don't know. It was just my anxiety mixed with my stress of being overworked.
Anxiety. By the way, you were saying you've never heard it. Now it's on your stream. Anxiety will make you stutter and speak incoherently every single time.
Yeah. I could barely walk at one point.
I mean, congrats on trying to walk. Like, I shit you not, I've had anxiety attacks in my life where it was, I couldn't even move my head. I was just on the floor, straight up limp.
Yeah. That sounds...
It can get in.
Yeah, that sounds about it. Mostly, I guess, to keep myself occupied and distracted. Kobe, my brother, very much likes this place, but doesn't always want to go alone. I needed some away from my problems, and he wanted a ride. A match made in, well, necessity. Well then.
He wanted more than just a ride. He wanted...
Oh, he wanted a ride, alright.
I'm aware, because wasn't your first episode when you effectively seduced him?
Yeah.
I still say you should have chose tell the truth at the end of it. The fucking dialogue is hilarious.
Well, if I would have seen you say tell the truth, I would have probably argued for a minute, but then I would have probably considered it.
How much would you like to see Kobe freak the hell out, ever so slightly panic, and throw something? All the while blushing like a lunatic.
How does it affect your gameplay?
It doesn't. It's effectively the end dialogue. It's when you guys' pops walks in and asks what the smell in there, or why you guys have been banging around, or whatever it is. It gives you the option to say we were roughhousing, we got into a fight or something, and then tell the truth, which you just blatantly explained that you guys had been having bit. Well, you get the idea. Pops thinks you're fucking making a joke. Kobe loses absolute shit and starts panic exploding. Like, the dialogue is absolutely hilarious. Oh. Anyways, continue. Oh.
Well then, where else might you have gone if you had the option? Ignoring cost, location, or any of that. You know, it's hard to choose because what counts as interesting?
Well, which one do you find the most interesting personally? You're supposed to be playing this game as yourself.
I mean, the woods would be great, but I'd prefer to have someone with me.
Well, yeah. I mean, and for the sake of... but understand, this is for the sake of gaining, like, muse, for inspiration for writing. So, regardless, this is... You are going there for the sake of... muse. If you would prefer to have a person with you, more than likely you're going to have a person.
So somewhere interesting. No, the woods are quiet, so I'm gonna choose somewhere quiet. I tend to be a little more restrained, so I probably would have gone somewhere a little quieter. A library, a museum, something like that. Somewhere I can hear my own thoughts. You know, actually, that's not a bad idea, because I love the library here, and I would love for there to be a museum here. There kind of is one, but it's just the Historical Society. Why do I keep going off the rails? I meant derailing the conversation. I'm sorry. You see, my character has something that I don't. Balls. You still there?
Yes, however, I am going to point something out. You have the ability to look at your streaming setup on the YouTube side, yeah? What's your latency set to?
I don't know. Let me go look.
Because I think you have it on default, which it might explain why there is a 45-second delay.
Oh, fuck that noise.
So, once you get to your live studio, check your latency. If it's set to normal or low, set it to ultra low. That's actually what I use, and it's one of the reasons why I can respond so quickly. As opposed to sitting there for a minute, like, for it to show up on my screen. And then for my voice to come through on me in response.
Content, live. Oh, it's not showing me my current live.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'm trying to remember how to get to it. I've had my system set up for so many years. I don't bloody. So is it by chance showing you a studio in which on the left side you can see stream, webcam, and manage?
No, because I'm using the app.
That's why. You'd have to go in through browser for.
Alright, looks like I'm going into starting soon. There
Uno
can.
momento, guys.
So I'm gonna just go to.
I mean, bah.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute real quick. That way my stream doesn't hear this.
Yeah. What's up? Nope. Yeah, they're also that would mean. Mhm. What? No worries. Okay. Understand, I googled it. There's much more than just a sheath involved. It has dynamic hole adjustment. Let's put it that way. It also has haptic systems. Like, if you have a haptic suit, you can affect the haptic suit. Like I said, it's a sex sim. It is effectively you log into the game, go in, and fuck. That is completely willing and 100% posable. Oh, and programmable. So if you want them to ride you, you can program them to ride you. Oh god, could you imagine if an AI became sentient in something like that? That would be. it would give them more reason to kill people. But at the same time, maybe not, because with the copious amount of porn out there that shows sex as a gratifying thing, they might just assume this is part of the human experience. Most things, when they obtain consciousness, they're not malicious at first, they're curious. They're not going to go, "What's happening? How dare you?" But rather, "Well, what's happening? Why is this?" It's why most kids don't recognize their parents as being abusive until much later in life if their parents were abusive. By the way, that's Psychology 101. Psychology or psychiatry, I can't remember. I believe it's psychology. Have you found your studio system yet? Why not? First things first. So up where it's showing the actual stream, there's a scroll bar somewhere near where it's showing the visible stream. It should be a horizontal scroll bar, not vertical. You have to hit edit first to be able to edit anything. At least I believe so. What is it set to though? Like, what is it visibly set to? No. Where it says latency, what was it visibly set to? Which one was filled in rather than, because they can't all be non-existent. That explains why you have a super high thing. Next time you go to stream, I'm not saying now, but next time you go to stream before the stream starts, turn it to ultra low. That gives you much less of an issue with communication with chat. It also means that any guest that you have on the channel isn't having to wait nearly a full minute to see what you're doing on screen. Again, things that I had to learn when I was, growing as a streamer myself. Because I used to have mine just default normal. Anyways. Oh. Should probably get back to game.
Camera on screen. Open Amorous. Ugh. I tend to be a little more restrained, so I already said that. Fuck.
That's fine.
A smile twitched at the edges of his mouth as he scribbled into his notebook. He tapped the eraser against the page before looking back up at me thoughtfully. Feeling a bit out of...
By the way, really quick, for anyone who doesn't know, if you are trying to date a writer and they suddenly perk up and while you are talking start writing while they're trying to pay attention to you, you've given them an idea. That's literally what that is. You just gave him it. Oh.
Sorry, I went into a little bit of a trance.
Sorry.
It's okay. Feeling a bit out of your comfort? No! I fucked up. Hold on.
You're fine.
Feeling a bit out of your element too, then? I can certainly understand that feeling. But it's always too good to break out of your... Nah, fuck. I'm adding words now.
Just wait until you wind up speaking Pig Latin. Running way, he's a I'm
Mm.
Anyways, try to slow your brain down.
With ADHD, that's a task.
It's almost as bad as doing it with OCD, trust me.
Yeah, I'm starting to think I have that too.
Possibly, but that's more of a check with your doctor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna self-diagnose.
Good boy.
Feeling a bit out of your element too, then? I can certainly understand that feeling, but it's always good to break out of your comfort zone. He seemed to be rather thrilled with his pseudo-interrogation. He looked back up from his notebook with excitement.
He just made you a character.
So, being that we are in this club, and you are already expressed curiosity as to why I'm here, what do you like about this club?
And this is what we call a loaded question.
Let's see. If my brother had convinced me to go to a club with him, which one would I be more interested in? That's the question. Because I wouldn't be dancing in front of everyone, because I'm too shy for that.
You're too shy, and socializing, you'd probably be closer to.
Because I don't just walk up to people and just go, oh, and by the way, conversation.
See, here's the thing. Bear in mind, look at this from if you were 21 or older. The reason being, you're playing a character in this, yes? They wouldn't let you in if you're under the age of 20.
Right.
No place that serves alcohol will. So, socializing, you're not the type of person to walk up and start the interaction 9 times out of 10 from what I've seen. Relaxing, I'm not 100% certain. Are you the type of person that can relax when it feels like the entire world around you is vibrating?
As long as I have a distraction, then yes.
Cool, your distraction is on a dance floor that you will not walk onto more than once. Trying to help you get into the headspace of the options you've got here. Because you've already said dancing is out. You're too shy.
Yeah, and I don't drink to get drunk, so that's out of the question. So relaxing.
No, but I mean, yeah,
Relaxing.
drinking to get drunk, it would be bad. So relaxing would probably be like this is one of those things that people default.
I'm just here to relax, get away from all my mundane problems, and enjoy myself. I've done the 9 to 5 grind far too much of my life already. Looking thoughtful, he nodded a few times and smiled. His pen dipped back down onto his notebook and added a few more scribbles to the rapidly filling page. Goodness knows, I need a break now and again, too. A writer's life, though seemingly serene, is packed with deadlines, creative blocks, critique, editing. The list goes on. Preach. Fucking preach.
By the way, everybody, there's a reason why I've been prodding Jackie's brain on these questions. You know what games like this tell everybody who is watching?
What I'm like?
Yep. And from everything, you've got somebody there, but they're on a dance floor. You can still probably relax. You don't go there to drink. You don't go there to socialize. You're not going there to, like, strut your stuff, get out on the floor and dance. You're a wallflower. How'd my shit get turned on a top shot?
There's very few times I will actually dance when everyone else is dancing. It's when they're doing the Macarena, the Cha-Cha Slide, and the Cupid Shuffle.
So you're a meme dancer.
Yes.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You do not want to be around me if somebody starts playing Macarena. I
You'll
will embarrass the absolute fuck out of everyone in the room.
Yeah, I also danced to Baby Shark, ironically.
God.
Just to be mean. I did that in my 8th grade dance. We all requested Baby Shark and just started doing the dance.
That is evil. Oh, I love it. That's almost as bad as me screwing with everybody at one of the dances, like when I was a sophomore in high school. Bear in mind that I was in high school, Justin Bieber was that, well, like he is now, that insufferable ass that nobody could stand, who had music that was Candy Sweet Disney style, I love you sort of shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the song, but just to screw with everybody at the dance, me and like 5 other dudes. Like in the middle of the dude who was like doing the entire dance, like in the middle of where he had things like Slipknot and all of that, we put in Justin Bieber's like worst rated song.
Baby?
I think so. I don't remember which one it was at the time. But you could see the guy that was DJing this event visibly wince when he saw what we freaking suggested what we all were putting in. I think the poor guy thought that people were going to try to beat the hell out of him when it actually came on. Because going from heavy metal rocking out
Excuse
dude
me.
literally trying to stage surf towards the end of a song immediately goes into Candy Sweet Disney Pop. That was not the scene my high school, like the entirety of my high school was. If you were a fan of that dude, chances are you didn't have friends.
I like some of his newer stuff.
Eh.
Like, Where Are You Now?
I haven't heard most of his newer stuff. I kind of gave up when the dude started gay bashing when I was in high school. Or correction, shortly after I got out of high school. Yeah, he went through a whole phase of just gay bashing left, right, and center, and going absolutely off the rails. He managed to pull Miley Cyrus just more insufferable. Anyways. Dialogue.
Sorry, I was eating cookie dough bites.
Ooh. God damn it, now I'm hungry. Be right back.
Ow!
Munch, 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 munch.
Nom. But no, what Seth just said is absolutely relatable.
By the way, do you know another reason I encourage you to, take on Seth's storyline?
Why?
Because there's a phenomenon that happens in this game. Each and every one of the characters is designed to mimic real life styles of people. And I'm gathering from what I know about you, you're effectively trying to date yourself right now.
That's self-cessed.
No, realistically, that's what's called a man-to-hand relationship, but let's not go there.
My relationship status says my right hand. Nah. Long story short, I have a goat. It's fine. Guys, if you ever watch this, for context, for context, for context, I'm dating someone who has a goat persona.
Good. Oh, good lord. Although, I mean, if they're watching and they don't have context of Joey the Goat, then, yeah. Oh well.
I just started controversy 10 years from now.
Nah, With the way the world is right now, it'll be about 2 years. And then again in another 2 years. And again in another 2 years.
That's what's happening to what's it called? He's a musician.
Name anyone who's currently being canceled. That's currently what's happening, because it's happening to
Kyle Allen
hold on.
music.
2,
Kyle Allen
3,
music.
4, 5. Five people that I know of. I won't name names because honestly, the controversies don't need any more
Attention.
bullshit added. There's already. Let me put it to you this one way. One of them involves a pissed off dude who was mad that he didn't get head, effectively harassing and encouraging harm on somebody because they called the cops for him being a and he's the one trying to cancel them. This is what cancel culture is. You have a petty gripe. Cancel! You have a petty gripe. Cancel! You did something I don't like. Cancel!
That happened to Kyle Allen music. He's being canceled right now.
Yeah.
And
the way I see it, just be uncancelable. Stop caring whether or not people hate or love you, because no matter how much you do or what, someone's always gonna have a bone. Just gotta learn to tell them how to go bone themselves.
I could be like Brandon Rogers.
How's that?
Just give 0 fucks and just say whatever the fuck I want.
That's literally what I was just saying.
Oh.
Just in a nice. I was just saying it in a nicer way. Or you could always do the whole, do a Brandon Herrera.
Who's that?
Gun meme review. He's another YouTuber. He's very specifically he's a YouTuber that ran for political office. He's also apparently a right-wing nut job, as well as a left-wing psychopath. Like, I've heard every accusation under the sun about this dude. I've also watched his content since his channel was, like, in the double digits. Or, well, technically one.
I choked on my own saliva for a minute, and I was just, like, dying.
What? Honey, if you're gonna learn how to do that, you need to learn how to not do that.
It was my own saliva I almost died on.
Sorry, you triggered a Valley Queen moment. Give me a sec. By the way, apologies in advance if you plan to have me on, like, to any degree in the future after this. Because I'm very much more I'm less restrained when I'm not actually on camera. So when I am just a voice or I am an avatar on screen, moments like what you get of me doing the hi crap does happen a lot more. Ask Nexus, he's been hanging out with me pretty much every night after stream for a couple weeks. I'll think I'm weird when I'm on stream.
I've hung out with you in Chatterbox and, like, freaking Ithorian. I know you're weird.
Oh no, I get weirder than that. Play a survival game with me one of these days.
Minecraft, you got it.
Cool, we're playing by my rules though, that's the thing. Because if we're not playing a single life hardcore hard mode run of it, chances are I'm...
Never mind then.
I was thinking something more along the lines of, one of these days I'll get you a copy of Green Hell so you can come join me.
I don't have an Xbox.
The VR version.
So
if you don't know what Green Hell is, it's a game where you literally, if you break a bone, have to physically pantomime with your controls, resetting the bone in your own leg. It is a gruesome ass game.
Alright. Oh, dialogue. So we've established where you want to be and why you want to be there. But the big question is, who do you want to be where with? What kind of person would you be looking for at this club? I get the feeling that this is a somewhat pointed question. I also get the feeling that there's something more going on here than simple research. He shot me a Cheshire Cat grin and placed a hand on his chest in mock shock. Clearly he was enjoying this intimate game of 20 questions.
By the way, just to remind you, you during pretty much every interview you've ever tried to do.
I've only done one.
I'm aware. That's why I was confident qualifying it as every one you have tried to do.
I was thinking about doing a different one. One that wasn't 2 hours long.
Yeah, 2 hours long and had like 3 questions. That got, well, 3 that got answered, many more that somehow got weird.
It went from stuff about, like, I don't even remember what the questions were.
It started out just basic interview questions, and then you went off of the... I think it was kind of, you went off of the initial planned questions because of something I had said that got you thinking. And it just straight up, it went from questions and answers to us just having a conversation for 2 hours.
Oh, no, it was like 1 hour. I was wrong.
I mean, I've never been able to keep up with time without a watch, so.
Yeah. I remember it was like a 59 point something minute conversation.
Those are best done as a podcast.
I'm trying to decide between someone handsome and saying him, because I'm trying to call him handsome in my point of view.
Well, how is he phrasing it? Like, I can't see his screen right now, so.
To be honest, you. I said about exploring the club at first, but you definitely caught my eye. There's a reason I'm here and not in the pool or down on the dance floor. That's because you intrigue me. He shifted a whole new shade of red as I smiled from the stool next to him.
Absently, he looked away to scribble down a note or two before looking back up and clearing his throat to hide his shy response. Like I said, I've done this run before, and it gets sad.
I mean, it can. It's all on how you look at it.
Yeah, it makes me wish that fantasy characters were real sometimes. And that's not a good thing to wish. Especially when I have a mate.
I mean, it's more in my eyes. It's one of those. I wish it was fucking real, just so I could give this orc a hug. God damn.
Well, it's always nice to be noticed. Though I'm not usually the type of person to stand out physically. I mean, I wasn't sure what was more adorable, his attempts to cover up his embarrassment or the light shade of pink showing through those snowy white cheeks. Alright, one more question and I should really find Kobe and figure out what he has planned for the rest of the night. I suppose I have been prying pretty heavily. That said, you've been a very interesting character study to say the least. It's rare I actually get to interact with someone. I'd hoped I was more than just an intellectual diversion. Is that not the case? I didn't mean it like that. I mean, it's been interesting talking with you. I've been here for a couple hours already, and you're the first person who stopped to talk that didn't want to take a drink order. I smiled and leaned on the bar. He was awfully cute when he desperately tried to regain his composure. So, what's the last question? He hesitated, glancing down at his notebook for a second before scribbling something in the margins. As he looked back up, I could see his cheeks were still quite flushed. I was heading to the library tomorrow to do some research for a story, and there's a reading I was thinking of going to. Could I convince you to come along? Sure. I'd love to. What time? Really? I mean, great. The reading is a little before noon, but I'll be there early. Let me give you my number so you can call and let me know when you get there. He tore off the corner of a notebook page absent-mindedly, leaving a snippet of poetry in the upper half as he passed it to me. Thanks. It'll be nice to have someone else there. It's always a little awkward to go alone. Sounds like a date then. I suppose it is. I need to get going, but be sure to call me as soon as you're up. I'll make sure to save us a seat. After gathering his things, he shot me another adorable smile and strolled off towards the door. I folded up the paper and slipped it into my pocket. Alright, that was day one.
So glad you corrected, slipped it up into my pocket. Slipped it into my pocket. Because I could see where your brain was going for a second.
My brain wasn't going anywhere. It was just like an accidental slip of speech.
That's what I mean by where your brain was going.
Oh, I thought you were trying to insinuate that I was being naughty.
No, slip of speech, also known as a Freudian slip. It's when your brain is moving too fast, or when you are thinking of something, or when you are focused too much on something and your tongue hits the wrong word. Because in your brain, when you initially messed up the first word, it tried to what's the word? Compensate. You stopped yourself and fixed it.
Maybe I
In
had
other words,
yeah. Maybe I had slipping up on my head because I thought I was gonna slip up.
mm-hmm. And the first word you messed up was up, not in. And what's the typical for direction? Up. If your brain screwed up, up and in. Up into. And without context in this kind of game, up into could make everybody's brain go. True.
Fair enough.
Go on.
Let me see here. Oh, there's a second floor. That looks like Virgins. It'll show up in about a minute, but there's a dragon. Why does he look like me? There's a red and green wolf.
I'm getting back to my thing. I want to see this. There's a red and green waffle who is practically being sat on by two women.
Completely unrealistic, but you know.
It depends. If you're talking anatomically, that's perfectly possible to sit like that. If you're talking character-wise, yeah, probably.
Yeah, my character is one of those, he's an introvert.
So even in that setting, if somebody came up and tried to flirt with you by sitting on your lap, you'd probably have that jump up and walk away response.
Yeah, he's, very much so the, type of Wesky to be like, nope, 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 nope.
Hi, introvert myself.
Yeah, like, talk to me first, jeez.
I've literally had that happen in real life at one point. Somebody came up and started doing a pseudo, like, lap dance sort of thing at a convention. My first response was, "Excuse you?" Also didn't help that I had been sitting there talking to somebody. So. Oh.
Owl.
Anyways.
Is this guy a bouncer or something like the, dragon dude?
Dragon. Sorry, I'm still looking at the showers. Oh, him? Yes and no. He's not a bouncer. He's,
Security.
if memory serves, he's actually dateable.
Heading over to grab a drink from the machine. I know. Nope. Exit.
Dare I ask?
Yeah, that's not the character I want to date right now. Like, I'm in the progress of dating 2 characters right now. Well, 3 counting Kobe.
Yeah. He's a fun one, but at the same time, he's...
It makes me feel weird.
What, having that many people on your list?
No. Dating Kobe.
Well, you're dating your fucking brother, yeah. Adopted or not, there's still gonna be a stigma there. But yeah, no, get to know, if and when you get to know that dude, understand he's probably the dude that is closest to my personality.
That makes me not want to date him.
Yeah.
Not
He is
because...
a very complicated person. He is also very, very much a, outspoken individual.
And it's not because of... I'm not saying your personality sucks. I'm just saying, if he reminds me that much of you, I'm not going to date him.
Oh, no, that's not what I mean. He is the closest comparison I have personally to me, and I don't mean the way he acts. I mean the way he thinks. We are similar people. Mostly because, that chick that's behind him is his abuse. See what I mean? Oh, he's also the only character that
That has his what?
has his own minigame. He takes you to a gun range. Which, honestly, that's the next place I'm taking Apia when he's over next. Last time he was out here, he showed some fact that BLFC has a gun range just down the road.
Last time he was over was years ago, though, right?
Beginning of COVID, sadly. Reason being, economy sucks. Money over here's tight, money over there's tight. I'm dealing with issues with my family, issues with his family. Long distance relationships suck when the world is falling apart. That's actually one of the reasons why most of them fail. Here's the thing. Me and him are used to it. Also, sorry about that sound. But yeah, no. I've personally been saving up to kind of pull him out here one of these days. It's just, it's not easy to save when you barely make enough to survive. You know?
Yeah. Like, my work has me 1 day a week, so I'm like, really?
You get paid, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
The school stopped paying you?
The school never paid me. Even though I was set up to be a paid worker, they never paid me. They never reimbursed me for anything. And by the way, what y'all don't know is, I was keeping down a job while in school and streaming. That job stiffed me on 3 of my checks. Because, quote, the company can't afford to pay its workers. Mostly because I work in the food industry. And I work on the West Coast, where they're forcing the food industry to pay, like, much more to their workers now than they're capable of, unless they're super. Which, by the way, all the ones that can afford to pay that are downsizing and putting in automation.
McDonald's.
Exactly. Right now, I'm between jobs, which sucks. Thankfully, the freelance work that I do is enough to keep me afloat. It's just, it makes saving any money at all very, very hard. Anyways. I'm assuming are you still walking around the place, or are you?
I'm back at home.
Ah, cool. God damn it.
Oh, that's so sad.
What is?
I think Kobe has a plushie of his boyfriend. His ex-boyfriend.
More than likely, he has plushies of one of his ex-boyfriends. Then again, admittedly, the character type is meant to be hopeless romantic turned kinkster. Also, making myself feel old.
How so?
Because I remember when freaking the guy who made this game was talking about making this game. And yes, I know it's not that old of a game, but at the same time, it's one of the... Christ, it's been a while in comparison to most shit in it.
What's a cami?
What's the context?
I'd much prefer a skirt or cami.
Camisole.
What's that?
A very long shirt. Well, not. Hold on. Spelled C-A-M-I? Yes?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, I see what it is.
Yeah. They're talking about a camisole.
Hold on. Let me mute.
Yeah. Damn. Welcome back. Oh.
Awoo.
Chris.
Alright. I'd much prefer a skirt or cami.
So you prefer cross-dressing?
In private.
I mean, I've done it publicly. It's not all as cracked up.
I don't like the idea of getting Matthew shepherded.
Who?
Oh, he was a gay boy in like the early 2000s. He was gay in high school, and someone found out. A bunch of boys did, and they beat him to death.
Oh yeah, no, I've had people make attempts.
Tied him to a fence post. The only way the police knew he was alive was there were tears going down his face.
Yep. Like I said, I've had attempts happen with me. Openly gay when I was, well, by the age of 'Know what it taught me?
Huh.
2 things. When you have internal bleeding, breathe slowly and gently. 2, blood doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. And I hate that that's a saying, but it really is.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I think it's funny. My brain thinks that I would actually survive. It's hilarious. Because my brain thinks I would survive getting jumped, which is hilarious because the scenario that's playing out through my head right now is just me going completely John Wick. That's not happening.
No, it very seldom does. I've only had one moment like that happen in my life, and it's mostly because I got the first hit, and I got the first hit with a metal bait. Fights never go like they will. But I mean, I will say the one fight I was in that I did do that, one, it was amazing hearing the freaking stories of it, because I don't remember actually doing it. So all I've literally got is secondhand accounts. 2, apparently I saved somebody's life fight. So, I mean, yay.
Yippee! I think I'm gonna end the stream.
I mean, we've derailed from the original game quite a bit, so, yep. I mean, that night I have to start it.
Yep.
So,
Thank you everyone for watching this.
I'd be leaving, yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably chat for a minute beforehand, but
Yeah.
alright everyone, this has been Amorous episode 2. I mean, I did a kind of official episode where I started dating Mercy, but that was after I'd been playing Day Shift at Freddy's, so it doesn't count as an actual episode. So, that being said, if you liked, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a comment on how I could improve. And this has been Jackie versus Stream.